Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to set up our product page so that we can display all of the information about our product and actually make it purchasable. Because if it's not purchasable, how are you or your client gonna make money off of the product? So let's go ahead and set that up. We're gonna go to the left and go down to products and click on all products. Now we've already created them, but we haven't made them purchasable by adding in a price, by adding in a description, by adding in the product information, all of that important stuff that makes it purchasable on our website. We have a store, but we don't have a buyable product. So we're going to set all three of these up, and we're going to start with the one at the top. So I'm going to click on edit, and we already have the name. We already have an image so that it's nicely displayed on our homepage. And now we're going to go ahead and set up a product description. Now, when it comes to product descriptions and you're working with clients, almost all of the time, the client is already going to have a product description that they want you to use. So ask your client about it. However, sometimes they will want you to optimize it. And if they want you to optimize it, you can go further down in this course and check out the sales psychology and the copywriting sections to learn the techniques in order to really elevate a product description and make it more sellable. But most of the time, it's just going to be a copy paste with the descriptions that they already have, because no one understands the product more than the product owner. Our job is to set it up for them. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go into the starter pack, go into website building, documents, and find product description. There's going to be two product descriptions in our design. There's going to be a long one, which is the main product description, and a short one that's going to be a summary that shows early on the product page, and that would also show in the checkout page. You can decide for yourself if you only want to have the long one, but I recommend that you use both. So to set them up, all I'm going to do is find where it says long product description and copy all of the text below there. Head back in here and paste it in. Now, I just want to format it a little bit. So these parts where it says how it works, for example, rather than bold them, because bolding isn't going to show up when we check out our product page, we're going to turn them from paragraphs into a header. And heading 4, I think, is going to be a nice size. So how it works? Build for your lifestyle is going to be heading 4, and key features is also going to be heading 4. Now, if we want to see what this looks like, we're just going to head to the right and click on preview changes. And this is our current product page. You can see that most information is missing. We can purchase it because it doesn't have a price, doesn't have a short description that we'll show here, but here is the main description, and that's the one we're working with right now. And this is a very nice and readable text. It's formatted with the different headings, and I think it looks really nice. So we're gonna keep it just like this, and we're going to move on to the short description. So find the PDF once again and go to the second page of it where it says short product description. We're going to copy all of this text, scroll down to where it says product short description and paste it in. And then I'm going to go up and click on preview changes again. And now we can see what the short description looks like. So here we have the short description, just a quick little primer for the big one that is down here. Now there's going to be 3 sections. There's going to be a description section, there's going to be a section that has the product information, and then there's going to be a reviews section. So it's not always given that they will check out the long description, but for sure they will check out the short description, which is why I recommend that we use it. So let's head back and start setting up the price. And we're going to go down and we're just going to start setting all of these up. Now, the regular price, again, that is going to be up to the client you're working with. Or if you are setting up your own business, the price of your product is completely up to you. But for our learning purposes with the smart water bottle, we're going to set the price of $59.99. And when we've set the price, we're going to move over into inventory to the left. Now, the first thing we have is the SKU, which stands for Stock Keeping Unit. It is the unique identifier for this specific product. So if we have a product that is going to be in this color, the slate green, we're going to want to have an SKU number specifically for that product. And I recommend that you start with 001. Then the next product will be 002, the next product will be 003, and this is all internal. This is for your system, so you understand which product it is. So should you come to a point, or your client comes to a point where they have a lot of different products, you will recognize that, oh, product 38 is out of stock. You can just search for that product right away and find it. It's the easiest way to identify it. And if you're working with a client and they already have an SKU system, you just ask them about that system and add those numbers in. And then we have another identifier called the GTIN, UPC, EAN, or ISBN. Now, these are unique identifiers for the product that works globally. So when you've seen the barcode on your product, it's going to be that identifier number. It's mainly important if you're selling on a marketplace or if you're trying to list your products on Google Ads or something like this. For us setting up the store, it's not important that we add it in, so we're gonna skip it for now. And then we have stock management. Now we're going to want to track the stock quantity for this product. So when you're selling this product, assumingly you or the client is going to have a certain storage, a certain amount of this product, you're going to want to write that amount in. Let's say that there are 20 units of this product specifically in stock. The reason why we want to track this is when you run out of stock, people won't be able to purchase anymore, because that puts you in a weird position where people are ordering the stocks from you, but you don't actually have access to them. And if it's difficult to order in more, you're gonna get very upset people if they have to wait for months for a shipment that just never comes. Now, what you can do is that you can allow back orders. If you allow the back orders, that means that even when you run out of stock, people are still able to purchase, but they will just have to wait for your shipment to come in and you'll send them in later. You're still able to receive payment. But if you do not allow, that means that when you run out of stock, then people are not able to order your product anymore. That's generally what I recommend that you use, but this is up to your client or up to you how you run your business. And then I'm going to keep a low stock threshold. I'm going to set it for 5 so that there is a warning when it's about to run out. And what that threshold should be, that really depends on your product, to be honest. If you have thousands of products that run out quickly, maybe your threshold should be 100 or 300. But for this, I would say if we have 20, I'm gonna put it at 5. Then we're going to move over to shipping, and we're going to put in the weight and the dimensions. And again, ask your client about this information. But for us, we already have all of the information in our starter pack. We're going to move over to market research and open up the good old product information PDF. So here we have all of the dimensions and we have the weight that we're looking for. So let's set them up one by one. The first thing we're looking to set up is going to be the weight. And remember, we set the weight in grams, so we need to be aware of that when we set it up. And the product information happens to be in grams as well. So it's 480 grams. So I'm gonna head back and write 480 grams. Then we have the dimensions, length, width, height. And the dimensions are in millimeters. We set that up as well. And the dimensions are height 25 centimeters and diameter 7.5 centimeters. So we're going to start with height, which is in millimeters. So 2.5 is 250. And then we have the length and the width. Because it is in diameter, that means that they are going to be in the same, because it's a circle shape. So they will be the same on both ends. So that means it's going to be 7.5 centimeters is 75 millimeters. So we're just changing the comma here, because centimeter turned into millimeter, well, it's just about moving the comma. Very easy. And then there's nothing more we need to set up here. We're gonna move over to the right and check out the product categories. When there are tons of products in your store, you can categorize them differently. So if we were selling water bottles, then water bottles can be one product. We were selling water filters, then filters could be one category, etc. Ask your client if they have any categorical system. For us, who's just essentially selling one product in 3 different versions, we do not need to categorize. I'm just going to uncheck it. Then we're going to move up and I'm going to add in a product gallery. What does that mean? Well, that just means that I am going to allow people to view more images of our product when they are on our product page. So I'm going to go down and click on Add Product Gallery Images and then Upload File and then Select Files. In our starter pack, we're going to go to Website Building, Product Images. So we're working with slate green right now, and we already added in number 1 for our featured image. What we're going to do is we're going to add in 2, 3, and 4, because number 5 goes over into our themed section. We already used these images. You might remember these images that we put on our home page. Instead, we're going to use 2, 3, and 4 and look for the correct name. So for example, number 2, slate green. It's a product image, it's just in a different angle. Number 3, slate green. Again, product image, but in a different angle. And number 4, product image in a different shape. So all I'm going to do is make sure that I select them. And I'm going to do that by holding Command on a Mac and Control on a Windows. And then click on Open. And once they're uploaded, I'm just going to add them one by one. Now, if you get any crashes or any errors while you're uploading, just close this one down again, open it up and try to upload it again. Sometimes it can take a couple of attempts to upload. I'm not sure if it's about the server or what it might be, but occasionally that is an issue. But then we're going to add them in, and I want to have it in the order of most similar to the product image as possible. So first this one where it's bended, then this one lying down, and this one when there's two of them in different positions. So I'm going to start with this one, add to gallery. Click again, add this one, add to gallery. And finally, this one, add to gallery. And then we're just going to go to the right and click on update. And then we can move to the right and click on preview changes to see what our product page currently looks like. So here it is, looking pretty darn amazing. So we have the header, the title, we have the price, we have the short description, we have the stock, then we have the amounts that they can purchase in here. We have the add to cart, and don't worry, we're going to change the color of this. We have the long description, we have the additional information with the weight and the dimensions, and we have the potential and future reviews in here that anyone can come in and submit and give it a star rating. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to click down the preview, really make sure that this is saved because we have done everything we want to with it. Head back to all products, and then we're going to set up Graphite Black and Canyon Sand the exact same way. Pause this lecture and make sure that you set up these two as well. And it's going to be up to you if you use the same product description or if you use another one. When you're working with clients, you're going to want to use another one. But now when we're practicing and using the starter pack, we're just going to copy paste in the same long and short product description. So I'm going to go ahead and set these up very quickly, and then we'll move on. So when you're done setting up your third product, and you've of course clicked on update so everything is saved, we're going to go up and click on view product, and then move up and click on customize. We're going to go to general and then click on buttons. And then we're going to change the color of this button to black so that everything is in line with the design we've already created. So I'm going to go down, find background color, which is default state, move to the right, click on it, set this one all the way so we get full color, and move it all the way down so that it's pitch black. Very nice. The border is currently in this reddish color. We don't want the border, so I'm gonna go down to border, make it full on, and turn it down to black. So we remove that border. Very nice. Now the only thing we want to change is the hover. We don't want it to turn red, and we want it to turn slightly grayish, just like it did on our home page. So in order to change that, I'm going to go down to hover state, and first of all turn the text color into just white so that it stays the same regardless. There we go. I'm gonna keep it at white, so now it doesn't change at all when I hover my mouse over, which is nice. And then I'm gonna change the background color, so I'm going to turn this all the way to black, and if I just put it down to black, nothing is gonna happen, but I'm going to turn it slightly up like this, so we get a tiny, well, we can add a little bit more effect on that. Turn it slightly down. That's the sweet spot. So now when we hover our mouse over, something is going on, and it goes perfectly in line with our homepage design. We want to make everything into a unison professional design with the colors and with the effects. So then we're going to click on back again, and we're going to go down to where it says WooCommerce. We're going to go up to where it says single product, and there's a couple of things we want to turn off here. We don't want to show the SKU, for example. This is for internal purposes only, so that you or your client can keep track on the products and their stock and their sales and everything. We don't want to show the category either, so we're just gonna remove those by going to the left and then finding SKU. I'm gonna turn it off, so it disappears. I'm gonna find categories, I'm gonna turn that off. And then up here we have the so-called breadcrumbs, and we're not gonna want to show this either to get a more clean and modern look. So I'm gonna find breadcrumbs, turn it off. There we go. This is looking so much nicer already. Now there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is that there's some part of the design that we are going to want to change that we can't really change because those are premium features. For one thing, we have the red down here with the add to cart. I want them to be black and they just won't change to black unless we have the premium version of this theme. Similarly, if we use the search bar up here and we click on the search bar, there is a bluish border and a red border going on. Also, when you add products to cart, they're gonna show in a red text in this cart. I think that looks terrible and I just want a unison, nice professional design. The good news is we can use codes in order to make all of those changes. And the even better news is I already have those codes prepared so we can start using them right away. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go back, go all the way down to where it says additional CSS, and then we're gonna head to our starter pack. Go into website building, go into documents, and then find additional CSS and open it. Now all we need to do with this is just copy paste it all into the additional CSS section and you're gonna get these effects. Before we do this, I wanna give you some design freedom. So you don't need to know anything about coding, you just need to know what each code does so that you can decide if you want to use it or not. For the training purposes, I recommend that we use all of them, but later on when working with clients, you can decide to use some, but not the others. So first of all, we can't change our primary color on our website anymore. It's currently at red. It used to be that you could, but they changed it so you're not able to anymore. But with this code, we can change it and we're gonna change it to black, making all the different buttons black. We're gonna make sure that even the buttons that doesn't reach the primary color still gets black with this code. And it gets a light gray hover effect with this code. The cart product names becomes black with this code. And with this one, this is going to be up to you if you want to use it or not. It removes the view cart button. When you add in any product here, there's going to be a checkout and a view cart button. When you're using few products on your store, I recommend only using a checkout button because there's no need to view your cart. You just need to go to the checkout and from there you could make some changes if you wanted to. When you're selling 3 products or less, I recommend removing the view cart button. And this code is going to do that. If you're selling more products, or rather your client is, then just simply don't use this code. Here we're gonna remove the red focus border when it came to the search bar that I told you about. And then there are some additional codes to just make sure that the rest of the buttons turn black on the website. So now you have a better understanding of what they do, and we can just go ahead and add it in, and you can decide if you want to remove some of the codes later on. So I'm just going to start with the first page. I'm going to select all of the code in here. Go into additional CSS, hit enter twice, 1, 2, and paste it in. Go back, scroll down to the second page, select all of this code, make sure you get the last bracket down there too, copy it, head back, hit enter, 1, 2, paste it in. And then to activate the code, we're just going to find the descriptions up here, for example, where it says primary color to black, we're going to remove it. It's gonna give the code some color, which means that it's being activated. So we're just gonna remove all of them. And there we go, and make sure that there is a space in between them all and that they all got some color to them. So now if we go up and we look at the search bar, for example, you're gonna notice that when I click, it turns into a black border, none of that weird blue and red stuff. Scrolling down, these buttons are now black. So we've changed a lot of things in this theme that is a premium feature normally that we have to pay money for, but because we're using the codes instead, we can still get that functionality without having to pay any money. So make sure that you use these codes and use the codes that you want to use in your design. But for the starter pack, for our training, we're gonna use all of them. And then we're just gonna go up and click on publish. And there's still some additional things we want to do. For example, I don't like this quick view features. If I click on the quick view, I'm going to get this part added up and this massive, insane zoom going on. I want it so when they click here, they get to that product page. So to do that, we're going to head back and then we're going to exit. Go to the dashboard, move to the left where it says merchant and click there. And then we're gonna see the quick view. So I'm going to click on that module. I'm going to turn it from enabled and disable it. And then I want to change the inactive tab message. So what is it? Well, for example, if I open a visit site here in a new tab, and we have our website up, and then I move over to another tab, Notice how it says don't forget this, and it changes into a little hand animation. And if I click on it, it turns back into Smart Flow Bottle. I want to remove it because even though it's an attention grabber and it is something that you can use, I personally don't think it gives a very professional feel to have it. So I'm just going to close this down, turn it from enabled and disable it. I'm going to head back into Merchant again and click on Add Modules. Now I'm just gonna scroll down till I find something called Payment Logos. It should be at Build Trust, and there we go. So what the payment logos basically do is that they add in the different credit cards that people can pay with on the product page. So if we move over here and I click on Visit Site and I open it in a new tab, I'll scroll down and I'll go to the product. This is what it looks like right now. But if I activate the payment logos and click on Enable, head back and update this page, now we have this safe and secure checkout, and this is such a huge credibility booster. I strongly recommend that you use this when you're creating your website. Anything to improve conversion, to make the people who visit your site feel more safe is going to improve your sales and build your credibility. So finally, what we want to do is that we want to connect the buttons on our homepage. So I'm going to head to the back end once again. I'm going to go into Visit Site. I'm going to go up to Edit with Elementor. And now I'm going to start connecting some buttons to our product pages. So for example, this Canyon color, I'm going to connect to the Canyon product. Similarly here, we have the hiking, the green, the Canyon color, the black one. I'm going to connect them all. The easiest way to do this is to just create another tab by right-clicking and click on New Tab to the right. Go into the shop, and from here we can very easily get the link. So first we have Canyon Sand. I'm gonna right click and click on Copy Link Address. Move back, scroll all the way to the top, click on the Shop Now button, move over to Being Content, go down to where it says link and just paste it in. And this is going to have the button lead to this product page. Scroll down, I'm going to go into this button since I already have it copied anyway. Click on the Shop Now button. I'm going to remove this link and add in this link. Next, we want to do the green one. Head back over here, right click, copy link address. Head back, click on the button, remove the link that's there, paste it in, scroll down, and finally we have the black one. Right click, copy link address, click on the button, change this link, paste it in. Scrolling down, there's nothing more. Don't worry about this pink color that actually changes when we put the editing tab down. I think it might be a bug in Elementor, but just so you know if you get some strange color. Now everything should be connected. We're gonna click on Publish, then exit Elementor. Make sure we go to Visit Site, and now I'm gonna try the button. Let's see if this opens the correct one. It does. Scroll down, let's see if this opens the correct one. Yep. Canyon again. And finally, the black one. Everything is working perfectly. Fantastic. So we created our product pages and we've set a price, we've added in the dimensions, we've made everything purchasable. So now we have an actual store. We're not live yet, but we have an actual functional store, which is very, very exciting. In the next lecture, we're going to continue by moving on to designing the About page, which is going to be talking about our mission, and we're going to add in a contact section as well. We're not very far away from going live, so I hope you're as excited as I am. I'll see you in the next lecture.